What's going on, guys? My name is Sakha, and in today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about how to go from a licensed insurance agent to a successful insurance agency owner. The reason I'm making this video is because a lot of my subscribers are just starting out in the insurance industry, and I really wanted to make a video on how to help them or give them a vision or even a desire to potentially someday open up their own insurance agency. And so if you get some value out of this video, do me a huge favor, destroy the like button, make it turn blue, as well as subscribe for all things insurance, entrepreneurship, and self-development. And be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms as well. Let's get started. All right, so a little bit about myself. I started in this industry about 5 years ago, where I started from scratch, right? I didn't have any insurance experience. I wasn't an employee for another agency. I didn't even have my insurance licenses, but I was a banker for several years. And I decided to get my insurance licenses and to start an agency without any sort of experience. And so I would tell you that by starting out as an insurance agent, working for an agency, you're going to be a lot better off than I was, because at least you get to learn firsthand to see the entire operation, to be a part of that process before eventually opening up your own insurance agency. And that's what's going to give you guys the upper hand, I would say, versus how I did. I had to learn just through, the school of hard knocks. I had to figure it out along the way. I had a bunch of friends that served as mentors, and I really absorbed and sponged everything from everybody. But I would tell you is the first question you need to ask yourself is, why would I want to start an insurance agency? And for me, it was simple. I always knew I wanted to become an entrepreneur. I love having the freedom to be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, being in charge of my day, being in charge of my schedule. I make this joke with my siblings every time, we need to request time off for like a family gathering of some sort. They're like, let me see if I can get the time off. I always make the joke. I'm like, well, let me run it by my boss, because this guy's a jerk, and of course.
That is so lame.
Of course, I'm being sarcastic because it's so awesome to have control of my time, to have that time freedom. And of course, running an agency or running a business isn't easy, but everything that you do is going to have stress. Everything is going to be hard, but you got to choose your hard. And for me, having to fire people, having to really not ever be off, like you're always somewhat working when you own a business. I choose that stress over the stress of not being in charge of my life any day of the week. And so you've got to figure out for you, what's your whys? Why do you want to become an insurance agency owner? Because your whys are going to be the driving force behind everything that you do. You need to have strong, compelling whys that pull you to wanting to become, wanting to do whatever it is you're trying to do. And so, first and foremost, ask yourself, why do you want to become an agency owner? And again, for me, it's pretty simple. I love having freedom. I love having the ability to do what I want whenever I want. So that's the first thing I would tell you. So after you figure out why you want to own an agency someday, or why you want to open up your own, start your own business, the second thing I would tell you is work for an agency for as long as you can. You're going to have to build up the resources. You're going to have to build up the knowledge and really understand how an agency works. Many of my subscribers are currently working, they're getting their licenses and they're getting started working at an office, right? And like many of my employees, I'm the type of leader that wants what's best for them. I tell them all the time, I will never get in your way. And what I mean by that is I want what's best for you, always. And I'm always going to push them according to their goals. And so some of them, if they want to become an agency owner, I will foster that. I will help develop them to get them to that point, to the best of my ability. And they have my back 100%. I don't care if they open up across the street for me. I want them to, and I'm going to support that, because I believe that a high tide raises all ships, and that there's more than enough, abundance mindset. There's more than enough for all of us to win. And so so I want them, if they want to open up their own agency, that's even better because I can hold them accountable to much higher standards. And so many of you, like I said, are starting out in an insurance office, and you have an opportunity to learn from the agency owner. We're small businesses, and we're figuring this thing out, right? We're constantly growing ourselves. And so you have this opportunity to really take what you love from this particular office and then subtract what you hate from that particular leadership style, and then really eventually forecast how you want your own office to be. And and it's much more obviously than knowing how to run an agency. You're going to have to build the capital as well. And so what I would tell you is that, in most cases, starting an insurance office is going to require anywhere from 50 to 100,000, maybe even more, to get started. And so where are you going to build that? Where are you going to build that up, right? You're not just going to get gifted that money. Some of you might be able to take out a loan, but you're going to have to build up that capital. And the best way to do that is to take full advantage of the comp plan that you're under. In my particular situation with my staff, they can earn as high as 12% on the premium that they write. And so let's do some math, right? You can earn six figures. You can live off of 40,000 and then store away the remaining 60,000. And of course, that's not easy. But what I'm telling you is you're going to have to figure out a way to build up to $100,000. Let's just use 100,000. You're going to have to build up to roughly that amount because that's what it's going to take to start your insurance office. And although you're not going to probably use all 100,000, in most cases you're going to use a good portion of that to get your agency up and going. And I promise you, if you do it right, you will see that money back tenfold. If over the next course of 5 to 10, 15 years, but you're going to have to stack up 100,000. You're going to have to figure out, what do I need to sell? What do I need to invest in? And what do I need to do with this money to help grow it to a point to where I'm able to start my own office? And so that's my first tip is, if you're starting in an insurance office, learn everything you can, absorb it like a sponge. And of course, stack up, and put yourself in a financial position to start your own office. All right, once you have the funds and the experience to be able to start your own office, now's the time to really decide whether or not you want to go captive and be an exclusive insurance office or agent like myself, or to go the independent route where you have the option to really use multiple carriers and you're really building your own operation, if that makes sense. And so you have some options. In my opinion, I think going the exclusive route might be easier. It just happened to work out for me where the stars aligned, where the capital requirement was right where I was able to fit into it. I had the right mentors. I had the right kind of, I guess everything aligned where I decided to go captive with my company. However, you might have different options. And what I will tell you is that if you're working, whatever agency that you're working for, that might be the company that you go on to create. So in other words, if you work for me at an Allstate office, then chances are you're going to get comfortable and understand how Allstate does business, and you're going to open up an Allstate. Or if you go and work for an independent office, you're going to learn how that works out. And hopefully the leader that you're working for is willing to help you, because mentors are key in getting you to where you want to be. And so, now that you, like I said, now that you have the funds, now that you have the experience, you've got to figure out which route am I going to go. And I would also say that I'm a little biased towards the captive route because it is a lot more supportive in the sense that the marketing's already done, right? The structure, the marketing, like all of that's already set in place, and you just need to go in there and crush it. And I have heard that more often than not, a lot of insurance offices that start captive, they eventually go independent route, right? And I think very few times is it the opposite, where the independent agents end up going captive. And so what I would tell you is wherever you're currently working, that's going to be your ticket to, you know, the path of least resistance, if you may. And so now that you have everything, figure out which route you're going to go. I don't think that it's the end all be all, but you know, once you figure that out, be ready, be prepared to give whatever it is that you decide the next 5 to 10 years of commitment. And what I will tell you guys is throughout the entire process, a major key for me and my success was documenting the entire journey, right? 5 years ago, I knew that social media wasn't going anywhere, right? It's just, for me, it was easy to document and just share the entire process of what I was doing. Everything from training, everything leading up to it, everything from passing my insurance licenses and getting my insurance licenses, everything from getting my name on the door, everything from my signage going up. I documented it and I shared that story with, you know, all of my friends, all of my family, everybody, and everybody loves a story, right? Everybody loves the, I guess, an underdog story. Everybody loves seeing somebody go from here to here. And so a big tip that I give, that I'm giving all of you guys, is to make sure that you're documenting your entire journey, whether you're starting off working for an agent like myself and working under them, to creating that goal and telling everybody that, hey, I'm working for this office right now, but in the next 3 to 5 years, I'm going to have an agency. I would start putting that out there, put it out in the universe, and also make sure that you're, you know, just manifesting it, right? Like, put it out there in the universe and work towards it and tell everyone, document the entire story, because that's going to help you when your doors open and you have your own agency. And my last point is that once you have your agency, burn the boats. Burn the boats. There's no other options. Give this 1,000% over the next 5 to 10 years, and that's how you're going to succeed, right? A lot of agency owners fail, and the reasons they fail, there's a multitude of reasons, but I find that 2 years is the sweet spot. You know, hustle your face off for 2 years. Put in the early mornings, stay the late nights, right? Do whatever it takes by all means necessary to make sure that you're gonna stick, that you're gonna be here a couple years from now, because there's nothing worse than making this huge investment and then it failing, right? And then you're just going back to go work for another office, or, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but you know, you can win at this. It's possible for you to succeed. Not everyone does, right? Most agents are going to fail, but you can be the differentiating, you know, you can be that success story. But you've got to give it 100% focus. Don't make the mistake like me, where early in my, you know, before insurance, I focused on so many different things and I failed at all of them. You've got to burn the boats and just focus on the one thing that you're doing, and that's what's going to guarantee your success. And like I said, 2 years is a sweet spot. For me, things really started picking up, and I was able to not, you know, stay late so many days of the week. You know, after about 2 years, I was able to start taking vacations. I was really able to start enjoying the fruits of my labor. And so what I would tell you guys is just, again, burn the boats. Give this 100% maximum effort. Don't focus on anything else, right? And then that's what's going to guarantee your success as an agency owner. And so I hope you got some value out of this video. Again, most of my subs are you know, people just getting started in this industry. So I wanted to make a video that really gave you guys a clear path and kind of an understanding of what it takes to get to that next level as an agency owner. So do me a huge favor, if you haven't yet, destroy that like button. Follow me on all my social media platforms and subscribe for all things insurance, entrepreneurship, and self-development. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.